work.
It's relentless.
You have to bring your A game.
Came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. You definitely have some fans here. It's NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one. It's NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough.
It's NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Fellas, it seems like so much goes into being successful at the professional level. I want to ask a more general question. What was the key to your success as a player and as a champion?
You know what? Most people would say you would start at the top, but I'll start where it began. Wilmot Benjamin, Tom Donahue, coaches who've helped me at my AAU, early stages out, then going to the late, great Jack Curran in high school. Those were the ones. And honestly, there's no bigger than family. My brother Vince and my dad were the ones who really got me there.
Well, you got to have great teammates. You know, I'm the first one to say, yeah, I have 4 championships, but one of my favorite teammates Big Shot Bob. He saved me so many times. Another one of my favorite teammates, B. Shaw. He saved me. Rick Fox. He saved me. So you got to have great teammates, great organizations. You know, they allow you to focus on what you do and what you do best, as long as family and friends and all that. And Ernie, I remember when you interviewed me when I was 18 years old.
I remember that. Now, I had just started at Turner, went to San Antonio, and did a feature on Big Shaq.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was.
Yeah.
I haven't changed at all, have I?
No, you still look beautiful.
I had more hair.
Good genes or good docs?
He's got good doctors.
Let's get to Kevin Harlan. Kev.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. The fans here in New Orleans ready to cheer on their Pelicans in this interconference matchup. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Orlando, Peyton and Oladipo, the explosive backcourt pair. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post, and it's Fournier in at the 3 slot. Shot clock at 5. Holiday attacking. And guys, for Drew Holiday last season was quite the leadership and the playmaking skills the team had originally acquired him for.
You know what, Kevin? Over the second half of the year, everything just kind of fell apart for Drew. He couldn't shake an injury to his lower right leg, and as a result, had to watch from the bench as his team fought for its playoff lives.
Holiday with the block. Oladipo, good. And just about a minute into the first quarter. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Evans passes to Ashe. Back to Evans. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And when you talk about Holiday, the Pelicans really needed his contribution last season. He can score and distribute the basketball equally as well. An excellent all-around defender. Exactly what you want in a point guard, except that he just couldn't stay healthy.
Here's Gordon after Tyreek Evans' score. For the 3. No good. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. To the wing on the left. Here's Holiday. Cannot hit. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And for Holiday, I love his effort. He works extremely hard. His injuries, no fault of his own, just a run of misfortune. Let's hope this talented young man can turn it around and keep it turned around from a health standpoint.
The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Evans outside. Screen by Ashe. Evans kicks to Gordon. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Picked by Vucevic. Feeds to Oladipo. Lets it go from deep. That's good. And it's Peyton with the assist. Oladipo's got 5 now.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Gordon, a sheik, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Here's Vucevic. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the line for him here. And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Vucevic. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Magic lead by 3. New Orleans back in a moment. Second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And what do you guys think about the Magic here so far in this one?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
Orlando leading by 3. So on the floor for Orlando. Jennings out there with Marble. Then there's Andrew Nicholson. Then there's Jason Smith. And it's Hazonia in at the small forward. Screen by Smith. Jennings dishes to Smith. Outside Jennings from the arc. The shot misses. So the Pelicans will take it the other way.
Well, last season, Quincy Pondexter was moved to the Pelicans. He really took off after the trade and played some of his best basketball to date.
That's good. Anderson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Pelicans.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Here's Jennings, and it comes off the front of the rim. Pondexter last year was very valuable after the trade. Career highs, Clark, and points and minutes played for him with the Pels.
Yeah, and he showed he can really be a 3 and D guy. Shot over 40% from deep with the Pelicans and defended pretty much every position on the perimeter.
Ryan Anderson again.
Almost automatic when he can get the basketball that close to the basket.
Well, defense has to be played earlier in that situation. You've got to fight to not allow him to get that position in the first place.
Here's Marble. The Pelicans make their last shot. Shot clock at 6. Smith sets the pick for Jennings. Smith with a wide open look. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Pondexter, the pass to Cunningham. Ajinça kicks to Cole. Passes it to Cunningham. There's the pick. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Nicholson grabs the board.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Outside Jennings. Nicholson dishes to Jennings. There's the pass to Nicholson. Jennings kicks to Nicholson. The shot's good on the assist by Jennings. Nicholson's got his first points of the game.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
Anderson inside, working on Nicholson, and Anderson gets it to go.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Outside Jennings. They set the screen. Off the pick. Can't get it to go. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Magic out in front, leading by a point. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Well, it's tough to play on the road, and they overcame that. They were mentally and physically prepared for this game, but it hasn't been easy. They faced some intense play from a team on its home turf, but these guys didn't cave in. In fact, they fought back with some intensity of their own, successfully, in front of a very hostile crowd.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they have been so far.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home to where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
The shot-blocking pair of Davis and Asik inside. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. And it's Evans in at the small forward position. It's the Pelicans 5. The shot's good from Fournier.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Now here's Evans. Defense right on him. Pass to Asik. The kick out to Holiday. It's hauled in by the Magic. Oladipo outside. Payton with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And one thing about Nikola Vucevic, he owns the boards. Posted a top 10 double-digit average in each of the past 3 seasons. Plus, he's equally adept on both the offensive and defensive glass.
Well, Greg, you were talking about watching Vucevic. He doesn't have the athleticism to beat people to the ball on rebounds, but Clark, he does have an exceptional, ability to box out well. He's got that long reach. He can make steals.
Good technique, really great size, and a hunger to chase down the rebound. So you don't have to jump high to rebound effectively. As a matter of fact, Kevin, most outstanding rebounders are not high risers. They're quick jumpers, they're strong, and they pursue the pumpkin.
That's a good point. Now here is Holiday. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Gordon goes in. Vucevic with the block, and they'll keep possession. Asik, the pass to Holiday. Holiday with another miss.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Beyond the arc. That is good. Fournier's got his second basket of the night.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Pelicans trail by 8. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Evans with it, and it's Gordon picking him up to end the run. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And guys, Tyreke Evans is so versatile. Great instincts, well-developed skill set. He can beat you every way you turn.
And back to Tyreke Evans. He's a big, muscular guy for a wing. That 7-foot wingspan, that arm span we've all admired and read so much about. Too strong for off guards, too quick for small forwards. He's kind of got a ubiquitous position.
He does. And, Kevin, you know, it's funny. A lot of people have tried to place him in a box in terms of position. Instead of just saying he's a basketball player, the guy's strong. He's got tremendous physical attributes. Combine that with the ball handling and his confidence, and it gives you an interesting mix. I mean, he's one of the more unique, multifaceted guys we have in our league.
Now, here's Oladipo. He has 5. It's stolen by Davis. Payton against Gordon. And here's Holiday. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Deep 2 from Anderson. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Payton. Gordon with a screen on Holiday. Payton drives in. Gordon. Smith inside. He's guarded by Davis. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. Nicholson's checked in for the Magic. Watson comes in for Victor Oladipo. Here is Watson. 17 seconds left in the third. Fournier for 3. And Eric Gordon pulls it down. And Holiday, here we go. That's good. Now just a 2-point Magic lead.
Now that's a great move to get to the hoop. Awesome finger roll finish.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Magic lead by 2. On New Orleans, back in a moment.
I gotta hold down the city. I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. The Pelicans shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. Nicholson is the 4 with Vucevic at the 5. Jennings out there with Watson, and it's Fournier in at the 3. Now here's Ashik. They set the pick. Here's Evans, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
Here's Vucevic, and it's off the back rim, no good. To take the lead, and Evans gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. 8 points for Tyreke Evans.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Here's Holiday after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Just his first attempt. The shot misses. And Orlando the other way now. Pass to Jennings. Right through the D for the layup. And the Magic lead by 2.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He told them, the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
All right, Doris. Gordon's checked in for Orlando. Oladipo comes in for C.J. Watson. And that one's good by Davis.
I love that plan. Set up the opportunity for the mismatch.
Yeah, knowing they have to get a bucket here and exploiting the height advantage where they can find it, well, that's a no-brainer to me.
A minute 42 left in the game. And the basket by Gordon.
And the defense we've seen today reminds me of that great defensive era back in the 80s. Wouldn't you say so, Clark?
Well, hold up now, Greg. Wait a minute. I know you played in the 90s and you were part of the Knicks teams that were known for defense and mugging guys. But there was defense played in the 80s, but it was a more free-flowing offensive game. And that's the way I choose to look at what we're seeing now. This is the beautiful game on display between the lines.
Evans dishes to Holiday. Here's Davis. That one drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
Shooting for New Orleans, Anthony Davis. At the line for two.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. Elfrid Payton, he's checked in for Brandon Jennings. He's able to hit the second one, and that narrows the gap to one. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Payton kicks to Vucevic. To the left wing. Inside. It's stolen by Davis. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Gordon's running. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Vucevic. Anthony Davis with the rebound. 59 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Evans passes to Holiday. He kicks it to Davis. From 11 feet away. No luck. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
Payton dishes to Vucevic. And Davis pulls it down.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And Holiday, here we go. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalties.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his second personal. Shooting for New Orleans. Taking 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
Here's Davis. It's off. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
A three-pointer would be huge right now.
Boy, a chance to tie it up with the game on the line. This is what we live for. I want to see what happens right here.
And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Victor Oladipo.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
They don't come much more explosive than Victor Oladipo, guys. You give him an inch of space, and he'll blow right by you with that first step. It's that quickness that allows him to finish at the rim. This guy is the definition of explosion.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
Came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
Came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
Came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stop responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. The action tonight out at the Palace of Auburn Hills as the Detroit Pistons play against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Detroit had some players leave over the summer and over last season as well. It's a young team. Looks like they're going to try and build around Andre Drummond. How do they go about that, Kenny?
Well, Drummond's not a big threat from the outside. So, you have to have a stretch 4 that could help him out a lot. Then he'd have room for interior. They drafted Stanley Johnson. The kid is going to be pretty special. And spacing around the perimeter is going to help, and that will make Detroit a much better team.
I like Drummond as a big man. He can run the floor very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept looking for players who can push and play in the open floor, get him the ball inside, easy transition buckets.
Andre Drummond, a guy who leaves it all on the floor, and when he's not on the floor, I understand he's a big 2K gamer.
Yeah,
that's what I hear.
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, Kevin Harlan standing by. Kev.
A wonderfully symmetrical skyline you have to love downtown Detroit. We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
And it's the Pistons to start out. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Jarrett Jack is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Young. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 slot. Here's Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson. Clock at 4. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And how about that? Just an easy way to get on the board.
And just like that, Greg, the first lead belongs to them.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone, as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
Now here is Jack. Some solid defense there from Jackson. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Harris a screen on Jack. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
Brooklyn on defense. 4-point game. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Now here is Jack after the miss from Andre Drummond.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
And watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws, good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
Lopez hits them both.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
Now here's Jackson. Feeds to Drummond. Rebound, Thomas Robinson. Jack with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Hollis Jefferson passes to Lopez. Puts up the baby hook, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Kilpatrick passes to Jack. Here's Lopez. Good, and Jack gets the assist. 6 points for Brook Lopez. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Brooklyn ahead, up by 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Just they've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though, Greg. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
The Nets with the lead. On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. They've got Young. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Shane Larkin. Then it's Thomas Robinson. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Here's Larkin. Bogdanovich, no luck. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And the basket by Harris. Here's Larkin. Pass to Bogdanovich. Free throw line jump shot. And it's Meeks with the rebound.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Pass to Harris. 1:57 left to play here in the half. And that one's good.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Brooklyn with the ball. Trailing by 2. Hollis Jefferson passes to Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 6. Here's Larkin. Shot misses. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Morris with the screen for Jackson. Morris with the screen for Jackson. And the shot falls short this time.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
That's good. Larkin's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Jackson drives in. And Baines kicks to Meeks. Outside Jackson to the left wing. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And it's Baines missing. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Larkin dishes to Young. That is good.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Pistons trail by 3. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
From deep three-point range, and the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Nets lead by 1. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
They played aggressive, lockdown defense. That was the main difference in the first half. Because when you come out and establish that you're going to play physical, that sets the tone for the rest of the game. On top of that, I think they showed more energy, outworking and out-hustling.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
They were really efficient, great approach offensively. Their shot selection was first rate. They were always working hard to get good looks. That can't change in the second half. They need to be just as well organized as they have been so far.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Nice game, great performance by Brook Lopez.
Just a quality performance, and we do expect to see that from him, and he's always setting the bar high for himself, and sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
And Greg, you know how it was as the marked man when you were playing on great teams in your past. It's hard to perform when everybody's locked in on you. To be able to play like he has when you have a reputation of being the guy, that's impressive.
Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Harris in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
And Jack, here we go, off on the layup.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Outside Jackson. It's good, and the Brooklyn move is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Morris.
And for Lopez, last year was the first time since he was a rookie that he didn't start every game. I mean, that is a huge shot to your confidence. I don't care who you are or what your circumstances, but you know what? At the end, he rose above it.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Marcus Morris, and it's Johnson in for Tobias Harris. And Jack kicks to Young. And again, it's the Nets missing. And, well, Detroit shooting at 50% in a decent groove.
On the topic of Lopez last season, ugly beginning, but things got beautiful over the last 2 months. 55% shooting, nearly 20 and 10 a game, some of the best numbers of his career.
Now, here is Jack, looking for his first basket still in this one. Screen by Young. Jack with it. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Jackson kicks to Tolliver. A rebound by the Nets.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Lopez up top. The Nets working the ball around now. Jackson against Jack. Misses from short range. Pistons trail by 3. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Drummond a screen. Jackson passes to Drummond. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And they only made 70% of their free throws as a team a season ago. Certainly room for improvement.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Detroit. That one misses. Nets leading by 3. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Lopez to Lopez. Shot's good. Lopez has got 4 points this quarter.
A lot of space.
Good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Meeks. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
It's still anybody's the Nets, leading by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Young is out there with Bogdanovich. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Lopez in at the center position. It's Drummond with the drive. And that one's good.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
The Nets with the lead. Here's Sloan. Lopez a screen. They set the pick. Takes it from 10. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Caldwell Pope to the inside, and it's Harris off the drive. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And the Pistons lead by 1.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Now here's Ellington. Here's Lopez. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. Andre Drummond picks one up.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Jackson is checked in for Jody Meeks. Jarrett Jackson is checked in for Brooklyn. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Brooklyn?
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
Over to the left wing. Here's Bogdanovich. Good, and Jack gets the assist. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Shooting free throws.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Bogdanovich. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
.130 left in the fourth quarter. Jackson against Jack. And the wide open shot from Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 3rd assist on the night. And so it's Brooklyn with it. They lead by 4. And Jack kicks to Lopez. Lets it go from 11. Rebound, Detroit.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. Left side, Harris. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected. Lopez with the steal. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. No good. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. The second chance effort. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
Clark, a critical possession right here.
Boy, Kevin, you can just feel the crowd on pins and needles right now.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jack passes to Lopez. It's in!
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
And Detroit has possession. And Drummond kicks to Harris. No good with the triple. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he does get the second one. And that puts them up by 5. Jackson. Off target. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Brook Lopez. He delivered quite a star performance. Not uncommon, as we've seen him have this sort of terrific night many times.
Just a dominant display by Brook Lopez in the post tonight. Lopez is a threat on multiple levels. His offense is always going to be there, but his defense isn't far behind. And I don't think he gets enough credit for his rebounding either. He's solid all around.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited. thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, the last few years, a bit uncertain for the Nuggets, who went from being a top team to a cellar dweller, and it didn't take long. Kenny, it became clear last year they have some work to do.
Yes, a lot of work, but, they started with the draft, Emmanuel Mudiay. Great pickup. Looks like he's going to be a great young talent. Haven't made long-term mistakes, but, they have to get some more roster flexibility and do some more things to really make this team a contender in the West.
They got a new coach, Malone. He knows how to get teams to play defense. Defense was their biggest problem last year, so it's definitely going to be a focus. I think Coach Malone is the guy to get these guys to play some defense.
Kevin Harlan's got the call, and we will see you later.
It's the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. It'll be the Heat off the tip. Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Farid at the 4. Mudiay out there with Harris. Now here's Bosch. Dwayne Wade on the wing. 6 to shoot. Fades. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of for a while, and really helped carry this Heat team.
Mudiay with the basket.
For 3.
On defense, the Nuggets. It's a 3-point game. It's Dragic with the drive. Down low. Here's Bosch. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
They set the pick. Mudiay pass to Jokic. He kicks to Gallinari. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gallinari. Miami with the ball. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
1:21 left in the first quarter of the game. And there's the feed to Farid. Count that one.
Guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
No good from Dragic.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Jokic passes to Gallinari. Screen by Farid, off the screen, and it's Gallinari missing.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
The Nuggets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Mudiay kicks to Farid. Farid, a screen on Deng. Gallinari against Deng. 5 on the clock. That's tipped. It's stolen by Deng. Drops in the breakaway layup. Deng's got his second basket of the game. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Here's Moutier. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Heat out front, up 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
The Nuggets trail. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Wilson Chandler out there with Arthur. Then there's DJ Augustine. Then it's Will Barton. And it's Laverne in at the 5 down low. Here's Barton. Richardson cover. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up. It's deflected. Winslow with it. Chandler with the defensive effort.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Dawson with the assist that time. Dragic has got the first basket of the second quarter for Miami. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Barton dishes to Chandler. Arthur up top. Out left to the wing. DJ Augustine, and that's good. Augustine's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And, Greg, how about DJ Augustine on the roller coaster ride last season, beginning in Detroit, ending up in a very creditable position with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
And a lot of that was because Jennings was so inconsistent for Stan Van Gundy last year, even so much so that he started starting Augustine. And this was just a small part of the turmoil for Detroit last season.
Josh McRoberts has checked in for Stoudemire. Here's Dragic. Denver able to drain the 3. Pass to Johnson. Goes up on the wing. Denver grabs the miss.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
So back to DJ Augustine. It's the middle of last year, and he and Jennings are practically splitting time at the point. Then Jennings goes down with an Achilles injury, and it looks like Augustine will take over full-time duty. Nope, the Pistons trade Augustine to Oklahoma City for Reggie Jackson.
Now here's Winslow. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Augustine against Dragic. Chandler. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
You know, one thing about the Augustine-Jackson trade last year, it didn't help either the Thunder or the Pistons make the playoffs. It's just so hard to integrate a new player into your system that far into the season, especially when that player
is a point guard. So a wild ride for Augustine.
And the Heat with some changes. Whiteside's checked in for Johnson. Dang comes in for Winslow. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Richardson. The Nuggets also changing it up. Alinari, he's checked in for Laverne. Gary Harris comes in for Will Barton. And it's Moutier in for Augustine. Then kicks to Wade. Back to Dang. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Moutier kicks to Chandler. The layup missed.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Here's McRoberts. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic. McRoberts has got his first bucket of the night. Here's Chandler. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Nuggets lead by 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Goran, how do you rate the team's performance thus far, and what are you expecting in the second half?
I mean, you know, we are battling. We as a team, and if we're gonna play like that, I think so. We're gonna be okay.
Goran, thanks for the time. Gotta love it when they battle, guys.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A pretty close game from the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of 1. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Defensively, they did a great job of contesting shots and making things difficult. They faced several attempted runs, and they came up with key stops. It was punch, counterpunch there for a while, and it's close, but the fight is going on.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Give it up for your Heat.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Denver in the lead. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
So big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Dang in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Now here's Dragic. Bosch, the screen. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Whiteside, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, Bosch was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he had.
They grabbed their own miss. The shot's good from Fareed. Fareed's got his second bucket.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
A different look for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. Off the inbound, and the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
Now, here's Moutier. Over in the corner, Sampson to the inside. Fareed. Here's Laverne. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the first one drops.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
To the paint. There's Winslow. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Winslow's got it all tied up now for Miami. Now here's Moutier. Not a lot of room. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Now perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer. Emmanuel Moutier can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead. So we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
And how about Moutier, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last season in China. Already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Denver. He hits both from the stripe.
And you know, with Moutier, you can't ignore what he does on the court. He has amazing size at the point guard spot, excellent vision, and is a natural playmaker for his squad.
Winslow setting the pick for Johnson. He dishes it to Winslow. Cans it from downtown. Winslow's got 5 now.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
Here's Barton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Here's Johnson. Got a piece of it. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Kicks to Chandler. Lots of room. Drained for 2 points. Chandler's got his second basket of the night. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Wade outside. Can't get it to fall.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Greg, I don't think there was any doubt about it. His defense threw him off on that shot.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Here's Dragic. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Farid at the 4. Harris is out there with Moutier. Wade missing again.
Well, it's no wonder he's a bit cold. He's used to getting a lot more shots than he has today.
Moutier, no good. Miami trailing. Wade on the wing. The baseline jam. No good off the back of the rim.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford it.
NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
It's relentless. You have to bring your A game.
Came down to one day and one game being the difference in getting through. Definitely have some fans here. Or staying home. 32 teams came together to compete, and the drama was intense.
Advance them. They stopped responding to our messages.
Enough for someone to take their frustrations out on the disc.
We're bringing you all the highlights and heartbreaks. Only 2 teams made it through to the final. Here's the story of how it all went down. You don't want to miss this. NBA 2K's first esports event, the Road to the Finals tournament. With $250,000 and a trip to the NBA Finals on the line, stakes are high. See how countless hours of work
Here we are, NBA fans. Playoff game. New York, a withering loss in Game 3. They'll have to play much